Strategic project leadership, execution, excellence, and winning in the marketplace. It's nice words, right? Everybody wants execution, excellence, and winning in the marketplace. The question is how to do it. And the focus is on doing it with projects. That is what we're going to do. I would like to start with a little observation. The observation is that if you divide an organization into two parts, things that people do in an organization, in a very simplistic way, you can divide what people do into two parts. One part I call is operations. That means they're doing the same thing repetitively, again and again, like manufacturing, like giving services. That's one part. The other part is projects. Project means one time, beginning and end. Something new is being created in the world. If you divide a typical organization in this way, and you say how many people are working in operations and how many people are working in projects, you would perhaps see this phenomenon that I observed for a long time. The phenomenon suggests that the rate or the ratio of projects keeps going up over the years. It's a phenomenon that happens almost in every organization. So that's the good news. That means if you're in projects and you're investing in project management, you are doing the right thing. You are on the right trend. Okay? But at the same time, that was the good news. Here's the bad news. The bad news is that in terms of performance of projects, most projects don't make it. Okay? And that's really amazing phenomena because it's important and yet many projects don't make it. What don't make it means in two terms. One term, they don't make their goals in terms of meeting their time and budget and objectives. And the other thing, they don't make the expected business. So why projects are so common, becoming more and more common in every organization, and still we have studies. Every study shows this phenomenon. More than half of projects don't make it. There's more to project success than meeting time and budget goals. That's all I want to make. So I want to answer this question. Why most projects don't make it? So the first thing is that traditional project management isn't enough. That's kind of the underlying assumption. Isn't enough. Boot camp is a term used in America to describe the basic class. We deliver the basic class. AJ and his team deliver the basic class. That's something we need. We cannot ignore it, but it's not enough. Okay? So, what's the problem? The first problem is that it's focusing on just meeting time and budget. I mentioned it already. The second major problem is that they don't deal with dynamic changes and differences among projects. And that's an issue that I will describe in more detail. In other words, the traditional project management assumes that projects are stable. They don't change. You make a plan, you just execute it. I'll expand on that. That's not true. Okay? Traditional project management is good, but it assumes that projects are fixed. There are lots of changes, you know it. Competitors, technology, markets, all the time changes. How do you deal with these changes? How do you do it in a structured way? The traditional doesn't have an answer to this. The second major thing is that they don't address the business aspects of project during project execution. It's kind of a gap. When you start a project, of course you think about the business. Because it comes from some need, and some executives sit and make a strategy decision. Well, we want to penetrate this market, fine. And you even tell project managers that's what you need. But during execution, they look at the classical books and all their focus is on the execution. Okay? So there's a detachment between the need, focusing on business, and how you actually manage the project. Once again, we want to fill in this gap. And I mentioned this already, project success is still more an art than a science. And it's time to make it more into a science. So, this is my answers, this is my questions, or this is my answer to the question why most projects don't make it. And the framework that we have built, it's now 12 years. Strategic project leadership, that's the definition, is an integrated, research-based, industry-proven strategic implementation methodology which expands traditional project management in order to achieve, in order to help organizations adapt to changes and focus their projects on business results. Because in the previous slide I said projects are not successful because they cannot adapt to change and they don't focus on business. Let's fix it. So strategic project leadership goal is to fix these two major things. And one more thing that I'll describe later. That's the definition. Okay, it doesn't say much yet, but you'll see later today how we create content to this definition. What does it include?